Hey guys, so it's cold, and I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about the importance and the danger of moving water. Now, why do I say the importance and the danger? Well, first off, there's the obvious danger of if you're going to be out on the water, if you're going to be ice fishing, if you're going to be exploring rivers, taking snowmobiles out, whatever it could be, you need to understand the danger of moving water or currents or that motion underneath. But more importantly, is there's this constant growth or this current growth of plant or ponds. Now these could be goldfish ponds and these could be plant ponds, and it doesn't really matter. Now I encourage everyone to get like a mini goldfish or koi pond in their house because it's great. But you need to keep it from freezing over. Now I live in Ohio. It gets cold here. We've had single digits over the last week, and then today, I mean, all the snow just happened today. But there's this constant freezing of the pond. Now, if you come over here to where our bog is, we can't really see it, but you can see the outline. Now, this is a bog. This gets put with plants and, baby fish, things like that. It's more shallow, but the more important thing is right now there's no moving water. So as you can see, this is solid ice. And I mean solid ice. This hasn't defrosted at all. Even when we were, way below freezing and then we got up above 30 for a few days, it absolutely stayed frozen. So it's going to stay frozen because it's not moving. It's going to stay thick because it's not moving. Even once we get to the point where all this snow melts, that will likely stay frozen for a few days because it's not moving. Now, if we go over here, and this is our, I'll say larger. It's not large, it's not big, but it's larger. You can see the volcano. So, it follows the trail. It comes way out here. There's a little river that runs down into it and comes out around here and then back. And it's deeper. Now, right now, underneath this water, or underneath this ice, there are koi and goldfish. They are fine. These fish are designed to hibernate. That means when it gets really cold, they go to sleep. But there's an issue. You need to keep a hole in the ice, or an area that can break through every once in a while. That's because of gas buildups as everything underneath starts to deteriorate. We're talking about leaves, we're talking about the fish poo. It all releases gases as it starts to break down. Now, if the gases get completely stuck under the ice, it can actually suffocate your fish over time. So you need to keep a hole in the ice. Now, when wintertime comes, you need to take all of your pumps and turn them off and take them inside. Now, I forgot that this year. Yep, I forgot to do that this year. So, all of a sudden yesterday, my pond started to lose water. And that was because So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my pond started to lose water. And that was because I forgot to disconnect my filters. So then when my filter started to freeze over, or more or less the return line to my pond started to freeze over, the filter started to overflow. So you need to take those inside, you need to disconnect them and unhook them because they will absolutely drain the water out of your pond. So you need to keep a hole in the pond. And you can see it right over there, there's a few holes, and then all of this is really thin. Now the pond comes all the way out to out here, and that's frozen solid because there's no moving water. Same thing with up over here on this shore, it's all frozen solid because there's no moving water, but right here in the middle, there's a constant circle. Now, I prefer to point my pump a little higher than what it is right now. It is lower, which keeps a bigger hole open, but I just want to show you. I'm just going to grab a snow shovel from against my house. If I come out to this hole right now, I can absolutely just break through it. Okay? Easily. This is all thin ice. Did break right through it. And again, my fish usually sit at the deepest point, which is, let me point in the camera, right here. It's the deepest part of my pond. But it's important to remember that when a pump is flowing, and you're pushing water from one place to another, it has to go somewhere. That force has to move. So it ultimately creates this big circle that just goes round and around and around. And it keeps that ice thin. Now, you can see the difference, right? You can see how this looks with thin ice and how that up there looks with thicker ice. So going back to the safety aspect of it, whew, it's cold out here. Going back to the safety aspect of it, if you go out ice fishing on a river, you need to know where the currents are. Now, obviously, when it's so cold for so long, say you have 2 weeks of below freezing, you probably don't have to worry too much. But every year, and I remember, every single year since I was a child, I remember people falling through the ice. I've watched as Jeeps go out having fun on the river, and they get out to the center where I know the current is, and they go through the ice. I've seen ice fishermen get stranded because they go through the ice. And it always comes back to the currents. If you know where the river current is, you won't have an issue because you can stay off it or stay just off to the edge of it. But obviously, the moving water will absolutely just kill your ice thickness. This over here, where there's no moving water, I can walk out onto that. I know it's thick right here where this is. No issues. It's not even starting to crack. But you see me put a shovel right through that one without an issue. A plastic shovel from snow. So, yeah, that's the importance of moving water in the winter. You have to move it or your fish will die. They will suffocate. But again, they can stay under there. They hibernate. They don't need food this time of year. If you're going to give them anything, if you have like a day that's like 40, 50 degrees, give them very, very light flake. They really don't need it. So, yeah. I'm Dustin. This is the Viking Longhouse. If you're looking for our automotive section, we have hard cruise racing. Otherwise, this is our life channel. So, have a good day.